Hello esteemed colleagues, and welcome to my February 2025 Empties video. This was a one book month. This is a non-fiction travelogue by John Steinbeck, and I loved it. Famously, I love John Steinbeck, and this was really cool because you get to see some like real world experience that informs some. If you've read his other books, then you can be like, oh, that was from this. You know what I mean? So that's fun. He just gets it, man. And he has a dog in this named Charlie. I hope I don't make my daddy sad by saying this, but this movie kind of pissed me off, okay? I liked a lot about it. Almost everything except for Bill Murray, who's like the main character, wins, has no struggles really. And so that was frustrating. Because it's like, first of all, he has like a bad attitude, but sometimes that's fun, whatever. It's just mostly that it's like women aren't people in this movie. And Sigourney Weaver, who is an incredible actress, a tour de force, if I may, is just like whole time. Didn't like that. And she doesn't like him at the beginning. He doesn't change at all. And then she just decides to like him. Not my favorite. But everything else about it was pretty fun. So I forgot to film one for Austin Powers, so I'm doing it now. This had the same exact problem as Ghostbusters, which is that the main guy acts like an asshole, and then the girl's like, I don't like that you're an asshole. And then he does nothing different, and she just decides to like him. And so I didn't like that, but again, it's like pretty much everything else about it was fun. There were some really funny parts. It doesn't all hold up, obviously, but, you know, I get why. It's in the comedy classic canon. Now this is a movie where women are people, okay? This was like definitely inspired by Indiana Jones, but it's like acknowledging the issues that come with archaeology and wanting to dig up ancient stuff, okay? It's like main character is a woman who has agency and is like very intelligent and powerful, but also has very compelling flaws. And then the love interest, Channing Tatum, we love Channing Tatum, okay? He is a girl's girl. I have to say that, okay? And he's like, you know, also has his flaws, but also he's like pining after her. Like he really like he has to work for her. Like you love that, and it's not hit. And I love when stuff hits you over the head with being feminist. This is like just casually existing as a movie where women get treated the way that men get treated in movies all the time, and I love that. And Sandra Bullock apparently had to call in a bunch of favors to get this movie made because she was like, I believe in this, and she is my queen for that, and for a lot of other things that she has done. I also loved this movie. I never saw it in theaters. I'm not great at getting out to the theaters, but it was on streaming, and I dang watched it, and loved D&D, so that was good. And it was fun. It was like when you're watching like an adaptation of like a book or something, and you're like, ooh, this is that. You know what I mean? It was fun to watch and be like, oh my gosh, Wild Shape, I know what that's called, you know. So that was fun. Michelle Rodriguez is my mother. Love that she was in this. I think she should be in everything. This is so good. This is so good. It's unbelievably sexual. And I have to give that caveat because that's honestly what its reputation is. But it's played for laughs. It's in there because the network wanted it in there, and the people who made it were like, oh, you want to put sex in that? We'll put sex in that. But it's so funny because it's like mostly just like so heartwarming. Friendship wins. It's all about learning from your mistakes. Ugh, and it's just so funny. It's so funny and beautiful and sexy. And sexy is not even the right word. It's just sexual. Because of the food. They eat the food and it's like for them every time, almost every time. If that doesn't happen, if they don't kind of like scream come when they eat the food, then it's not good. Okay, that's this show. I have to recommend it, but don't watch it if you don't think you'll like it. Speaking of loving D&D, this was great. Dungeons & Drag Queen Season 2, Dimension 20. You guys know at this point if you've been watching. to like stay up to date on my Dimension 20. And it's just like, it's such a fun season because they're just like, the drag queens are just so fun and funny, and they like fuck with Brennan, and and they make each other laugh, and it was just like, it was really good. There's great chemistry, and they're like, it's fun because they were so new to it in the first season, and then you were watching them kind of like get good at it. And Brennan really plays along with them well. So good. Okay, I've been acting very calm, but this is a landmark Empties video because it is a record number of goops finished since I started. 5 goops. Last month was 4, so 2025 is a big goops year so far. I had 1 or 2 4s last year, but no 5s. So exciting. And I'll get into them. I'm gonna try and do them all in one shot. Organic shampoo. I like their conditioner a lot. I don't care. I'm not as picky about shampoo. And I have to say again, I say it every time, why would you make it round? It gets low. And then I have to tuck it in the corner to get it to sink to the bottom. So, but it works well. It's great. Little tiny face lotion, probably from a hotel or it's travel size or something. So that worked fine. And I thought it was cute. I think it's cute. Flat top, so that was nice. Not to make, sorry, I'll drop it. Okay, shaving cream, and shaving cream, it's like, shaving just kind of sucks is the thing. And I don't know what's gonna make it not suck, but I've had some shaving creams, it feels that I have to choose between 2 factors that are important to me, which is if it's like has a nice moisturizing quality and it like doesn't, you know, my skin doesn't get as irritated, versus if I can see it. The ones that come in the tubes, I've had some really nice moisturizing ones. They come in a squeeze tube, and you can picture it, and it works well, but it doesn't foam up, so it's not as opaque white, and I have kind of light body hair. That's just me. So maybe you wouldn't care about that if you didn't, but I can't see where I've already shaved if it's not opaque. You know what I mean? This was nice and opaque, but I just feel like I don't know, my skin got kind of irritated, but maybe that's the razor or whatever. I don't know. So that's my spiel. This was, I think this is 2-in-1, but my thing about 2-in-1 is just that I condition more often than I shampoo. So when I have 2-in-1, I just use it on shampoo days, and I also keep a conditioner in the shower. So this was like from a hotel, and I took it, and because I didn't want them to throw it away, you know what I mean? Anyway, so this was small and quick and whatever, and it worked well. Like I said, I'm not that picky about shampoos. And then lastly is, this had homemade deodorant in it. I make my own deodorant. I finished one last year, so if you've been paying a ton of attention, then you'll remember that. Or if you're in my immediate family, then you'll probably already know that about me. The funny thing is, like, for both of them, I'm like kind of trying to time it so that I finish the deodorant on the last day of the month, so that I can show you the empty container and then make more and put it in here. Maybe it'd be nice to have 2 mason jars. That would smooth out the system a little bit. But so this works so well for me. And honestly, it's like, leave a comment if you want the recipe, because I like it. It's like simple. It's like coconut oil and tapioca starch and essential oils or whatever. Right? There might be something else, but that's basically what's in it. And I find that deodorants, like with aluminum in them, when I'm wearing especially white shirts, I get like a yellowish stain in the pits. So I abandoned that a long time ago, and I make this, and it works well for me. And so that's what I do. And I don't think I stink, but feel free to ask other people who know me. And let me know if they say I do. So that's my Empties video, and thank you for watching it. This was February, and now it's March. February's the shortest month of the year, and I had the most scoops. What are the odds of that? So yeah, leave a comment. What's your favorite goop that I finished this month or ever? And stick around, because I'm gonna keep making them. Subscribe.